I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Uh, a group of us first responders and a lot of people in the community worked very hard to get this playground and fitness walk together in memory of Dan McIntosh. Uh, all of you know Dan was a paramedic with us for many years, and he passed away in the line of duty in March 7th, 2010. And we've spent the last few years really working to find the right thing to memorialize Dan and make sure he's not forgotten. To this day, his patch is on the back of all of our ambulances. You know, Dan's very much been a part of our organization, been in our memory for the last 7 years.
Well, here we are. It's another tomorrow. And I wish to thank the mayor, all the township officials that helped with dedicating this land for the walking exercise park to be named after our son Dan. This will be a great legacy from him for all, especially for his children and his children's grandchildren. Also, we want to thank Bensalem, Kiwanis, all the EMS, police, firefighters, and all first responders, along with the many donations and all the volunteers who took time to write letters, knock on doors, and raise money to get this park where it is today. I've always tried to look positive on things and look for the good out of something bad. Since Dan's passing, it was found out a lot of areas in the country have no health care benefits for the family of a fallen first responder. Through the work of Beth Ann, Mike Fitzpatrick, and too many names to mention, Mike presented a bill to Congress to push for this item to be addressed, and the bill was called the Daniel McIntosh Act, which was approved and signed into order on January 3rd, 2013 by the President. I would like to mention Neil Carroll. Where's Neil? I'd like to mention Neil. Neil came into our family and stepped up to help with raising Dan's two girls, Delaney and Addison. So I'm so thankful for all being part of this. Our family is part of this EMS family, firefighters, police. We're in it for life. And we're so thankful for that. And you all have our love and support. And I want to end this with thank you and God bless America.
I'd like to start off by thanking the mayor and council for helping us to get this done, allowing us to use the already existing park and put this equipment in memory of Dan. I really thought it was going to be a 2-year project when we did it, and we raised $70,000 in a little over 3 months. Our community really stepped up to help us for this. Teamwork's pushed down from the top, and in Bensalem, often we got to teach people. I teach active shooter things. I teach CPR in the schools, and we do school safety checks. And myself and the other first responders tell people in Bensalem how lucky they are that we get along so well in Bensalem. And during an emergency, we can talk to one another, know each other's first names, know how one another are going to act. And it doesn't happen in other communities. You know, that teamwork, it's a top-down thing. The mayor has instilled that in all of us. And over the years, we've been able to work like that. So being able to put this committee together with community groups like the Kiwanis, the Lions, corporations such as Parks and Rothman, the hospitals, police, fire, EMS people all working together is really special. I think that helped to make this walk in a fitness area the reality it is. So with that, I'd like to say that teamwork is pushed down from the top. Mayor D is definitely a leader in that, and he's done a lot for the rescue squad, the emergency service, Bensalem, and Dan's family. But the kind of man he is, we asked him back in October. I told Mayor we had this idea for this park, and he said I need to go look into it. I want to make sure everything's perfect before I tell you yes or no. And we had our 35th anniversary banquet in November. The mayor came, talked. He could have easily said, I'm approving this and given the good news and taking the credit for it. And the man, as he was leaving, said, hey, Tom, that thing you talked to me about, it's good to go. You let me know what you need to do. So, I mean, that's the kind of leadership we have from the top. So I think that's important because I think the kids, Beth certainly knows, Gary and Mo know, but why Dan was here and what Dan was about. It was that teamwork that drew Dan to us. Dan was a community servant, fireman, police officer, paramedic. Dan was certainly part of our team. So this playground and fitness equipment in Fireman's Field embodies much of what Dan was about. Dan ultimately died of a heart attack on the job. We're promoting cardiovascular health and fitness in our community. Dan loved the emergency services. It's Firefighters Field. Dan loved children. He loved his kids. And here you can bring your kids to the playground now and work out and watch them play.
Thank you, Tom. Welcome everyone here this morning. Certainly Danny Mac's family that's here. But we're here today because of Danny, of the great work that he did. And this is the kind of thing that he would have loved to have done, to see kids be able to enjoy themselves, to see people, the community getting back what he always tried to do. He was always the guy that worked all the EMS, fire, whether it was police. And by the way, we talk about teams. Anybody knows me. Any speech I ever make, almost every one, teams win. And certainly my good friend here, Ron Davis, who played pro football at the National Football League, knows that. So teams win. And that's what you have here. That's what you have here. Just look around you. Our EMS, our police, our fire, second to none. Giving up their time, putting themselves on the line every day, and certainly Danny lived that out. He put his job on the line, and we all know what happened. And what a great, where do you walk around? I was here a couple times while they were installing all this, and you're looking at me and say you ought to use a little more probably, but maybe I will now. I can lose a little bit of weight walking around and doing those. But honestly, this is dedicated to Danny and certainly to his family that lives on. I hope you get down here to use it and see the people in Bensalem benefiting by Danny. We're benefiting by it. And I can just see him up there right now. I really do. And he's probably saying, yo, Dad, you got it mostly right. I'm really with you today. He's really here today. I certainly believe that in all my heart. That Danny's looking down at us and saying, yeah, I don't have to go through all that fuss, guys. Just trying to make a difference, and he did. And I hope when you walk around, we're going to walk around the path. We didn't do this. It was a team. So don't look at me up here. I represent a great community. That's what I do. I represent the community. But it's the people that got this done.